the day is done. Window opened up for spring moldy, where the damp got in, where the paint is chipped away. Clean it off. Let the fresh air enter and let it rush through all your things. Gather up the dust and make it blow away. Bloom and grow, child. Bloom and grow. Reach for the mountains. Don't brace for the fall. Timing up for caution when the day is done. When you hit the ground, chances are you'll bounce. Then you'll be stronger and you'll be wiser too. You'll still be foolish, but you won't mind so much. Mind so much. Summer's rays are creeping in, searchlight in the living room, pouring light on all the things you hide away. Memories folded in a drawer, thoughts you bundled up and stored, locked away, forgot till they came back around. Bloom and grow, child. Bloom and grow. Embrace the moment, don't dwell on the fall. Leave the reflection till the day is done. All right, hello, and welcome once again to the weekly Wednesday Warble. I do believe we are rolling. We've done a few tweaks to our sound in the time. Maybe we've done those tweaks before last week. Anyway, do let me know if things are real loud or real quiet or real awful or real good, that sort of thing. So our theme, and maybe I will play this, I'll play this on the 12 string. Our theme this week is ecosystems, and I was like, I write a lot of songs that sort of have to do with, you know, an environment or a place or an area, and I thought I would have all sorts of ecosystems covered, and I was like, what kinds of ecosystems are there? And I found out that there's, which I'm sure we learned in grade 2, 5 types of ecosystems, and forests and grasslands and aquatic ecosystems and tundra and desert. And I do vaguely remember learning that in elementary school. And I was like, wow, I have no songs about tundra or desert. But I have a lot of songs about aquatic ecosystems, and this is a song about maybe disturbing an aquatic ecosystem. Warm sun, bare skin, shocking pleasure of immersion. Plant my toes, grip the sand, extend my arms, caress the surface, and gentle are the waves. The big spray hits when I'm not looking, takes advantage of my lapse, scoops my body up and slams my insignificant form down to drag along the bottom, sludging snails and habitations. Hair like netting catches seaweed, tangles around my face and throat. choking salt, spitting liquid, I'm ejected, used, exhausted, bobbing like the wooden treasures, shaped, softened, and displaced by the ocean. Now we're gonna stay in the ocean. We're gonna do a song by Canadian singer-songwriter James Gordon, and I think we'll have to tune up here a little. This is an ocean song. It's about some people who find themselves maybe stuck in an ecosystem that they were not intended to spend the winter in. So we kind of sneak our Arctic ecosystems in here, but it doesn't take place on the tundra. Cold is the Arctic Sea, far your arms from me. Long will this winter be, frozen in Frobisher Bay, frozen in Frobisher Bay. One more whale, the captain cried, one more whale, then we'll beat the ice. For the winter star was in the sky, the seas were rough, the winds were high, and cold is the Arctic Sea. Far your arms from me, long will this winter be, frozen in Frobisher Bay, frozen in Frobisher Bay. Deep were the crashing waves that tore whalers' mast away, and dark are these sunless days, waiting for the ice to break and stray. Oh, cold is the Arctic Sea, far are your arms from me, long will this winter be, frozen in Frobisher Bay, frozen in Frobisher Bay. Strange is the whaler's fate, to be saved from the raging waves, only to waste away, frozen in this lonely grave. And cold is the Arctic Sea, far are your arms from me, long will this winter be, frozen in Frobisher Bay, frozen in Frobisher Bay. There we go. All right, so we're gonna leave the sea. We're gonna leave the sea, and we're going to come to the forests. And I have a lot of songs about forests. I have a lot of songs about sea. I live on the island of Newfoundland. It is a forest on a sea. This is just about all the things that live in the woods around my house. I was feeling kinda grumpy, couldn't be bothered with anything. Got up and put my shoes on, out the door, go see what's out there. I walked down the street until I found a path that led into the woods. I lost myself for hours. How good it is to go out for a walk. I saw what looked like bunny tracks. I followed them and fell into a bog. I skinned my knees, I crawled out and got feasted on by flies. Well, I walked down the street until I found a path that led into the woods. I lost myself for hours. How good it is to go out for a walk. Dip my feet into a pond and stop to eat some berries on its shore, where I was scolded by the birds, and then some squirrels told me off. Visited a frog beside a brook and picked some daisies for a chain. I dodged some ATVs and turned around because I saw a moose. Walked down the street until I found a path that led into the woods. I lost myself for hours. How good it is to go out for a walk. It's good to go out walking. How good it is to go out. It's good to go out for a walk. There we go. How good it is, that one is called. And that's on the list of songs to be recorded and released next year. Well, recorded this year, released next year. Now I'm going to put this down and pick up the 12 string again. We're going to do another cover. And this, there's forests, and then there's, well, I guess there's grasslands. This is sort of about a tended ecosystem, that being a garden. I think this needs a little bit of tuning. Don't be afraid that the musician is saying, I'm going to tune this 12 string, because this 12 string actually keeps its tune quite well most of the time, and comes together very quickly. Oh, it did shift. One of the greatest inventions of our time is the guitar with the built-in tuner. See? Quick. How many kinds of sweet flowers grow in an English country garden? I'll tell you now of some that I know, and those I miss you'll surely pardon. Daffodils, heartsease and phlox, and meadowsweet and lady smocks, gentian, lupin and tall hollyhocks, roses, foxgloves, snowdrops, forget-me-nots in an English country garden, in an English country garden. How many insects come here and go through our English country garden? I'll tell you now of some that I know, and those I miss you'll surely pardon. Fireflies, moths and bees, spiders climbing in the trees, butterflies that sway in the cool gentle breeze, There are sneaks that sting and many creeping things in an English country garden. In an English country garden. Hey, Cara Windsor Hair, good to see you. How many songbirds fly to and fro through our English country garden? I'll tell you now of some that I know, and those I miss you'll surely pardon. Bobolink, cuckoo and quail, tanager and cardinal, bluebird, lark, thrush and nightingale. There's joy in the spring when the birds begin to sing in our English country garden. In our English country garden. Robin, don't forget the robin. Don't forget the robin. Don't forget the robin. There we go, English Country Garden. And how are you doing today, Karen? Good to have you here. Good to have you here. And we're moving gently along. We moved from the sea to the forest into a garden. We're going from the outside into the inside. And we're going to move from our garden, which could be in the country. Maybe our garden is in the city, and we're going to move into the city, where many ecosystems within the city flourish. And I've always been quite... I like pigeons. I like pigeons. And ducks. I like the things that have kind of been like, okay, humans are going to take over our habitat. Well, fine. We're going to take over their habitat. I'm going to make this work. This is sort of about all the ecosystems that go a little unnoticed in our cities. Squabble of indignation. Can't you see that piece of bread was mine? Charm your own observer. I worked hard for that crust. Preening feathers, grooming under wings, diving and resurfacing. Hope you'd get at dodging pebbles. Mind the children making ripples in the water, trying to make the round stone skip. Buzz and sting and yell to ward off youngsters who grab at willow branches hanging low. Climbing trees, no sign of trepidation. Curiosity negating difference till the Yappy dog, bolstered by master's presence, tries his best to shatter a pigeon piece, playing tough guy on the city's main streets. Ain't so easy attached to a leash. Pigeons scatter obligingly and regroup. Snails and worms and slugs just trying to cross the street. The tar is so slick and inviting just after it rains. Spiders spinning with a fiber so strong that magnified would stop the speeding jet. To catch mosquitoes, flies, and other yummy bugs to gratify arachnid pate. Blazing gardeners, not to mention keeping mankind on its toes. Foghorns, car horns, motors, radios mask the sound of a million tiny jaws devouring trees. Fishes swim in city-sponsored parks, parade ducks and geese. Creepy crawly, microscopic cities thrive below our feet. Stay in the city. It's not on the, we don't learn about, oh, thank you. We don't learn about cities as ecosystems in elementary school, but I feel like a human city is its own ecosystem. And this is sort of a song celebrating the very good parts of the ecosystem that is a big city. And this is a sing-along song. I don't write a lot of songs that are easy to sing along to, but I think this is one of them. The part, the repeated part that you can sing along to goes, living in the big city. 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 It also follows every line. Living in the big city. The name of this song is Living in the Big City. Living in the big city. Get there on a bicycle, a skateboard, or a bus. Living in the big city. 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 Well, you can try delicacies from multiple traditions. Living in the big city. Hear any kind of music, try any kind of fusion. Living in the big city. Shops that specialize in selling just one spice. Living in the big city. Venues to facilitate the meeting of great minds. Living in the big city. 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 find enablers for any kind of vice. Living in the big city, picnicking in green space, go dancing at a club. Living in the big city, 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 living in the big city. All right. So now we're gonna leave the big city. We're gonna leave humanity for a little bit. We'll come back to humanity. But we're gonna leave humanity and go to someone else's ecosystem. We're gonna sing a song about a creature that has managed to figure out a way to live in pretty much every ecosystem. I think there's probably even, I don't know, are there Arctic beetles? I bet there are. I bet there's Arctic beetles. I know there's weird bugs they found like deep in the ice. But beetles are all over the world. They're on every continent. There's water beetles, there's grass beetles and forest beetles and desert beetles. There's probably tundra beetles. So the mighty beetle gets the next spot in the ecosystem program. This is called Inordinate Fondness, which is based off a statement somebody made about if there is a god, they must be inordinately fond of beetles. For the reasons stated above. Just get on with the song, Tilly. Crawling, clawing up through the soil, rolling nutrient-filled dung. Industrious father with a larvae to tend to, dependable partner is he, with the strength to rival Hercules. Jumping, clicking and clacking, hiding and decaying bark. Play possum, play dress up, predators to fend off, pass winter in hibernation, pass genes through the millennia. Body armor glittering, sashaying, a grandstanding warrior, flaunting his weapon for all companions, rivals, enemies. Exoskeleton dazzling, resolute unyielding frame. Oh, blessed shield, Coleoptera, many and varied, whose inordinate fondness spread you so far and wide. Coleoptera, colorful conqueror, whose penchant for policy entrusted with her. Sagacious mother, a birthright to secure, not above subterfuge she, to ensure perpetuity. Coleoptera, many and varied, whose inordinate fondness spread you so far and wide. Coleoptera, ever resilient, whose unstoppable progress let you march far and wide. The name of that song written on my sheet is Inordinate Fondness, but whenever I put it on a set list, I always write down Coleoptera, so who knows what it's actually called. We won't know what it's actually called until I record and release it. That's how songs get named. All right. So we're gonna leave the earth. Well, we're not gonna leave the earth, at least not yet. We're gonna leave the ground and the waters where the beetles live, and we're going to move into the air above us, where the birds live. And air isn't its own ecosystem because the birds just get around in the air. They actually live in forests and all that stuff. Forests and waters and... Oh, why aren't you? Because you never want to go down to D after a while. Pardon me while I tune the guitar for one song and then tune it back for the others. That'll do. This is a song about the day-to-day happenings of birds, which are also found, I think, in every ecosystem. There is some manner of bird. This one will be in D major. So the guitar is still, it's drop D tuning, so the top 5 strings stay the same, but I just drop the E down to D, which gives us a nice big sound. Memory So those last two songs sort of speak of creatures that have been around for a long, long, long time and have been doing all right. This next song is sort of about we're gonna move out of specific places. I guess we sort of moved out of specific places already, and we're gonna keep on that worldwide theme. But we're going to sing now of kind of the harm that humanity has done to all of the ecosystems. Glutton you are, voracious and greedy, made master of all. Find any method, extract all you can, faster and bigger, more and more. Don't you know you need clean air to breathe, bipedal creature? I admire your spark, but you reach too far, bipedal creature. The brush and the bees, the bacteria all follow the order. I had a place for you as well, bipedal creature. If only I could make you see. Bipedal creature, you're just hanging on. Your recklessness yielded a harvest of ash. You siphoned, exhausted, depleted, made void. Reap and sow, drain and reap. Don't you know you need clean air to breathe, bipedal creature? Clear water to drink, rich soil to feed, bipedal creature. The brush and the bees, the bacteria all follow the order. I had a place for you as well, bipedal creature. If only I could make you see. If only I could have made you see. Yes, that's Bipedal Creature. fear not, that's not the song I'm going to leave you on today. We have one more song in today's list of 10 songs. And this one's in the list because it actually specifically mentions ecosystems. In fact, it mentions ecosystems so many times. I went to a songwriting thing for songwriters, and we play our songs for other songwriters and get feedback. And I got feedback from Sarah Sleen, who's fabulous and delightful, that this song includes the word ecosystem far too many times, far more times than a song should have the word ecosystem. And in fact, she wondered if ecosystem is even a word that should occur in a song. So before I sing this song, I will tell you that the lyrics, because the lyrics kind of don't make sense, but they do, but they don't. I had learned that the Japanese word for the planet Jupiter is tree star, basically. That's what it translates to. And there was 1 week, in fact, it might have been like 2 or 3 days, that there was a website called galactica.org, and it was an AI that had been trained on, I think, a whole bunch of scientific papers and Wikipedia. And so I typed into galactica.org, tell me about trees, tell me about Jupiter. And it told me that Tell Me About Trees, Tell Me About Jupiter is a short story by Philip K. Dick about an alien named David who comes from a planet in the Orion Arm, which is in the Milky Way galaxy, but now he lives in New York City. And it went on a little bit, and I basically just took these paragraphs and turned them into lyrics. And after the feedback about the number of times, well, the AI told me that David, the alien, was very interested in ecosystems of the solar system. And after I got this feedback about the word ecosystem being in my song too many times, I was like, perhaps she's right. And I tried to rewrite parts of it, and the song sort of stopped making sense, like what little sense it does make. And my viewers on Twitch informed me that they liked the fact that the word ecosystem is like no less than 9 times in this song, and perhaps even more. So all that to say, this is the star of our episode about ecosystems, and it will be my last song for today. But, well, we'll see how this goes. Comes from a planet far away in the Orion Arm. You'll find that in the Milky Way, but now he lives in New York City. He has no memory of life before arriving in the solar system, and he's developed quite a fascination with the Earth's ecosystem. He's formed a theory. Earth's ecosystem is a living organism evolved over millions of years. He's come to believe that just as humankind evolved from apes, that from a single species, Earth's ecosystem was formed. Decides to observe Jupiter, gift of a telescope from a local man. Notices Jupiter caught up in a war between its moons. To take a closer look, a spaceship he must fly, and from the safety of its orbit he observes the ecosystems of the Earth is changing. He's formed a theory, Earth's ecosystem organism, a living organism, evolved over millions of years. One that's still evolving, he's come to believe that just as humankind evolved from apes, that from a single species, Earth's ecosystem was formed. David begins observing other planets. He takes a look at Venus, casts his eye on Mars, observes the ecosystems of the planets changing. The Earth is no exception. He soon discovers that the sun too is evolving. David concludes the universe is in transition. The Earth is just a small part of the whole. David decides to observe the entire universe. He takes a spaceship to the center of the galaxy. He discovers that the universe is not evolving. He discovers that the universe, in fact, is decaying. He's formed a theory. Earth's ecosystem is a living organism, evolved over millions of years. He's come to believe that just as humankind's evolved from apes, that from a single species, Earth's ecosystem was formed. And there we go. There we go. I've considered making the last verse just instrumental, but there we have The Universe According to David, I do believe is the name of that song. And Kyla Tilley is the name of me, I suppose. And I thank you so much for joining me here today for this week's edition of the Weekly Wednesday Warble, which I'm sort of changing the name to maybe just 10 songs about, but I've been calling it the Weekly Wednesday Warble for a year, and that's what everyone knows it as, so maybe that's going to stay. We don't know. We never know what's going to happen on the Kyla Tilley show, but we do know that I'm going to be here on Wednesday afternoons. But next Wednesday I'm going to be away again because I'm going to go run a race. So I'm going to post a 3-song set, pre-recorded set about sports. And then we'll be back the following Wednesday, and the Weekly Wednesday Warble will happen every week for a good little chunk of time until Kyla goes away again. But thank you so much for joining me today. I hope it brightened your middle of your week, and we'll see you next time. Take care.